Kerrigan was created and infested by the Zerg as part of the Overmind's plan. However, because of her ghost conditioning, she is not quite as powerful as she could potentially be. And in the previous episode, Kerrigan decided to take matters into her own hands and make sure that she can fix this by going to a Terran science vessel called the Amerigo. We looked for a supercomputer to download information off of it about the Ghost program, and shortly after we escaped, the science vessel exploded. The next mission is called the Dark Templar, primary hive cluster on the planet Char.
Do you feel that, Servant? The Protoss are here, on Char. They have been for some time, hiding. Protoss Commander, it was folly of you to come here, for I am Kerrigan, and I am Queen of the Zerg.
I know of you well, O Queen of the Zerg, for we have met before. I am Tassadar of the Templar. I remember your selfless exploits, defending humanity from the Zerg. Unfortunate it is to see that one who was once so honorable and full of life would succumb to the twisted wiles of the Overmind.
Do not presume to judge me, Templar. You'll find my powers to be more than a match for yours. In fact, I sense that your vaunted power has diminished since last we met.
Mayhap, O Queen. Or is it only that I need not flaunt my power in such an infantile test of will?
Foolish Templar. Prepare your defenses. I will come for you soon.
Ooh, I like this one a lot. This is awesome. Tassadar, of course, one of the most iconic Protoss characters in the StarCraft lore. Anyway, our next objective is to exterminate the Protoss intruders, and of course, Kerrigan must survive.
Kerrigan, I sense something strange about this Templar. Perhaps you should reconsider your attack.
For the last time, Zaz, you question my motives and authority at your own peril.
You dare threaten a Cerebrate? You'll be the doom of us all.
Alrighty, so apparently, we can now not only create the units that we could previously, but we now also have the option to start off with these beautiful things called Guardians. Now, of course, Guardians, extremely powerful unit. In case you're unfamiliar and you are from StarCraft 2, they are essentially like, you know, the initial version of the Brute Lord. However, I think I personally actually prefer them. They're quite a bit more badass than that, just because they deal a heck of a lot of damage, although they don't quite throw the Brutelings around like the Brute Lords do. However, they are of course extremely powerful units, so we'll see if we can use them properly in this mission. Now, as always, I think we'll go ahead and get started right here by making as much economy as we possibly can, just to make sure that we, we get everything going as we initially planned to, just so we can go ahead and create a bigger army. Now, that does mean as well that I'm going to tech up towards a lair, because if I want to create more and more of these Guardians, I'm most definitely gonna need a hive, right? I'm gonna have to morph in the Greater Spire and everything along those lines as well. Not entirely sure if it's possible to just simply play, you know, Mass Guardian. I have no clue if that's actually a strategy that we could potentially try and execute as well. Anyway, they are pretty fast, by the way, in comparison to like Brute Lords in StarCraft 2, who are very slow. Guardians are quite a bit faster. And they play out a little bit differently. But anyway, apparently we now have to start off by fighting the Protoss. This is an interesting development. I always thought that, at the very least in like lore, the Protoss are really badass. They seem to be very difficult to beat. Actually, let me go ahead and create another hatchery. And I think I'm going to construct it a little bit closer right here to that Vespian gas geyser. Just so we have need of less workers to mine from that. Apparently there's a Zealot though, trying to get in there. Anyway, I kind of need to decide what unit composition I want to go for. I don't think we can really go wrong with any of them, to be completely frank, but I am kind of tempted to just go ahead and build a Queen's Nest and an Aspire and go straight up towards the Hive, just because I'm gonna need that if I want to build Guardians, because those are really cool units. Now, the Guardians, by the way, they morph off of Mutalisk, so they are a little bit different than in StarCraft 2. There's no such thing as a Corruptor, of course, in this game, although we do have Scourge, which may or may not be a Brood War unit. I actually do not know. I think it very well may be. But anyway, now we're going to be able to start mining from this extractor a little bit more conveniently, without having to spend a ton of time here, you know, traveling back and forth to the hatchery. Get in there. Good job. And that means that shortly we can start up our Spire as well and build up some more eco. Now, the question is, do I really want to build like more Hydralisk and all that? Do I want to focus on Zerglings? Because currently I don't have any of these upgrades. Considering we were playing campaign, I think it's going to be pretty much, you know, doable at the very least to focus on some more wild compositions, such as Mass Guardian. Although that does make me a little worried about any kind of potential air-to-air battles. Anyway. There seems to be a slight delay before the drones go into the gas geyser right here, right? Yeah, there is a slight delay, so we are mining at least reasonably efficiently. Let's go ahead and create a Queen's Nest as well, so we can tech up towards that hive. And I think for now, we'll just aim for going, or we'll just aim at going Mass Guardian. See how that works. So Mass Guardian with Kerrigan support, of course, and then Mutalisk as well. Maybe if I don't have enough gas to properly support this, I may decide to build up the upgrades for the Zerglings as well. I think as a matter of fact, we're probably not in a bad situation to just get link speed going, just in case. Adrenal Glands is still extremely good, and for that reason, I think we may also want to go ahead and build ourselves an Evolution Chamber, just so we can get some of these upgrades going. Spire is just about to finish up Queen's Nest as well, so that means we can go straight into the hive, as long as we get the minerals for it. And judging by the amount of drones that I've got right now, I think I do have enough here to deal with at least this single base of mining. I'm a little curious if there's maybe another base hiding off in the corner. Let's do some scouting here with the Mutas. Hive is coming in, by the way. I'm not entirely sure. Not seeing anything just yet. Alright, so there are indeed Protoss units nearby. There's a Reaver, there are some Dragoons, and there's also a gas over here. Is there a ramp leading up to this place? Is that a ramp right over here? Could potentially be. It's a little tricky to sometimes see whether or not there are ramps. I would really like to mine from this place though, if I can. So that would be, it would be very nice. Link speed finished up since. Hive is just about to finish up as well. Ooh, and here's actually some drop shenanigans. Yeah, I'm not seeing an area right now that we can jump up on. Although, of course, I could just go ahead and research the what's it called, Ventral Sacs upgrade. Make sure that we can drop a drone or two over there. Oh, actually, I only just now found out that apparently Kerrigan now got Psionic Storm, which is very interesting. That's a Protoss ability, right? That's not even a Terran ability. Anyway, Great Aspire is just about to finish up. I don't have that much gas, by the way, so I am indeed constructing quite a few Zerglings, just so we can make use of those. I created some extra Overlords as well, just because it's probably going to be helpful. And let's go ahead and take down any of these units that are trying to be cheeky. I also want to make sure that I get the Nematized Carapace upgrade in my hive. Right there, Nematized Carapace. So I'm gonna be able to fly in the Overlords a little bit easier, and I will we'll take control of that one base as well, so we can mine up some more resources. Alrighty, Nematized Carapace just about to finish up. Let's go ahead and send these guys over here to that newly found base. Great Aspire is done, of course. That means that we can morph into Guardians, which are very expensive. I hope I can do this. Well, I know I can, but... Come on, drop them off, boys. I'm a little worried for that Reaver. Reavers are terrifying units. Can you guys drop off? Okay, good. It's just Storm. That's crazy. Alright, perfect. Alright, I made some drones here as well. Did the drones get killed? Alright, here we go. Finally can construct this base. I'm gonna leave these Zerglings and Hydras behind just in case they do like a cheeky counterattack here. I'm not entirely sure if that's a thing, but... we'll go ahead and get these gases going. And I'll send Kerrigan back, of course, with this Overlord. And now we can really truly start up the production of the units that we were looking for. So let me go ahead and get some upgrades here as well. For my Mutalisk and then my Guardians, of course. Make sure that we get those fully upgraded. I already got the Adrenal Glands upgrade done, which is very nice too. And I've got a third hatchery now here as well. That should hopefully make this a little bit easier for us as well. So, Overwatch, go ahead, hang out in the corner. Don't really need you guys very much anymore. I'm gonna start morphing in a ton of Guardians. Alright, looks like a Protoss army is once again approaching. At this point, though, I got so many Guardians already. Guardians are such cool units. I really like that. Is it hotkey C here? No, it's hotkey Z for Storm. There we go. These things are terrifying, by the way. The Reavers do a lot of damage if you're not careful. But there we go. Nice. Got that one taken care of. Alright, so I got myself a control group worth of Guardians. I'm now getting a control group worth of Hydras as well. I don't really know exactly how much I'm gonna need. I don't really have upgrades on them, so, you know. I guess we'll just go with the ones that we've got right now. There we go. Get some more hotkeyed as well. Just in case we're gonna need them for some anti-air. And then I've got a ton of Zerglings that I can't possibly move across the map very efficiently. So I guess we're just gonna do some box clicking like that. It'll send them all on a tech move. I think I may as well just leave Kerrigan behind, by the way. Which may be a little silly when you think about it, but... I don't really think we need her necessarily here. Kerrigan, stay right there. No, Kerrigan. Alright, here we go. Look at the minimap. So much Zerg moving. Actually, is it gonna be on an island again? Please don't tell me it's gonna be on an island again. I wouldn't be surprised at this point, though. Okay, there are some units over here. It's so tricky, though, to move a maxed out Zerg army. It's not even maxed out, like, not even remotely close. But, like, moving things across the map with Zerg is really quite tricky. Anyway, Guardians are currently coming in. There they are. The beasts themselves. I'm reinforcing with only Hydralisk at this point. You think we're gonna just be able to crush this? I wouldn't be surprised. Fear the swarm! Tassadar ain't got nothing on us. I should probably make some more, My god, that damage output is insane. Didn't even lose a Hydra. I should probably consider making more more hatcheries, but, you know. Good thing I did, by the way, make some Hydras, huh? Just because there are indeed scouts in the air right now, which aren't particularly great units. But they are pretty good at dealing damage. Oh, man. That's a Reaver right there for you. Is this the only base we have to deal with, though? Because if that's the case, it would be kind of insane. Okay, I do have to get my Hydras up here. I guess we're gonna also run the Zerglings in that direction. Now, these things do a lot of damage, though, to air. Apparently, the Scout is one of the worst units in the game, but it does have its use as well every now and then. I'm sure there are builds that, like, you know, allow you to use these units effectively. Anyway, time to make some more mutas once again. And I think with that, we are just simply overwhelming the Protoss base here, right? I mean, sure, there are some units here that we will still have to take care of, but for the most part, we seem to have a lot more stuff than the opponents do. And I can just continue sending these units up across the map. There we go. Set my rally point now across the map as well, so hopefully we're going to be able to close this one out. Now, I am quite curious, though, because the mission is called the Dark Templar, and I have not seen a Dark Templar yet. Now, I do know a famous Dark Templar. His name is Zeratul. I am not sure if that's going to be the one that's referenced here. Could be, though. Rally everyone across. Could you guys get rid of these things, please? Reavers are terrifyingly strong. Their splash damage is insane. Oh. Look at the AI, though. The AI is actually microing really well as everything. Oh, well. Eventually, though, I'm assuming that this is going to be the end of this composition here for the opponent. We are currently taking care of the last of their unit-producing structures, I think. I wonder if there's actually going to be any more, like, hiding in the corner. Doesn't really matter all too much. Yeah, you can see, though, how many hatcheries you need to make when you're on one base. It's kind of wild. No, go ahead, kill that one. And eventually, it does look like we're killing everything. Now, let's do a little bit of scouting. Actually, let's go ahead and do some scouting with a Mutalisk. It's probably a little more efficient than that. See if there's anything hiding as well in the top right corner of the map. I wonder if there's like another base, or if this is going to be it. It seems like this is going to be it. I'm not sure what is in the top right corner at all, but... Okay, taking care of the last of their buildings. Very nice. And I think that the swarm... Oh no, not quite yet. The swarm almost overwhelmed all of these bases. You guys go ahead. Attack the top right corner. But I think that the swarm eventually is going to be able to overpower all of these bases with relative ease. And while there are apparently, there's a proxy robotics facility. As well as a cannon. We're going to be able to clean this one up.
Where are you, Tassadar? Do your underlings always do your fighting for you?
This shall be our battleground, O Queen. Face me here, and I will defeat you myself.
Oh. Bring Kerrigan to Tassadar's... Oh, that's cool.
Yes, Cerebrate.
Alright. That is so cool. So what, you're telling me there's gonna be a one-on-one battle here? I have no clue what's just about to happen. Tassadar is a High Templar, though. He cannot cloak. Alright, fine. Kerrigan is currently loaded up into this Overlord. We're gonna land her in the middle of the map. Here we go. So I'm gonna need detection, right? From an Overlord. There's Tassadar. Ready? Do we have to fight him? You know what? Let me go ahead and save real quick, just in case. What?
Right. Are you afraid to face me,
Oh.
Templar?
So long as you continue to be so predictable, O Queen, I need not face you at all. You are your own worst enemy.
I am not entirely sure what just happened. The culling. Primary hive cluster once again on the planet Char 1 hour later.
Insufferable Protoss coward. Tassadar cannot evade my wrath forever. I shall find him and cut it.
Kerrigan, Zas is dead.
Oh, it is a pity that Cerebrates cannot truly be killed. I expect that the Overmind will reincarnate him soon.
No, he will not. The Protoss have devised some new attack. An attack powerful enough to nullify our reincarnation and give pause to the Overmind itself.
So, Tassadar's plan was merely a diversion. I should not have underestimated him so.
Without its master, Zas's brood has run amok, and even now threatens the hive cluster. Cerebrate, you must eradicate the rampaging brood and stem any further damage it might cause. I shall deal with the Protoss myself.
Okay, so we need to eradicate every last remnant of the Garm brood, which is apparently Zas's brood right there. That's a little sad. Alright, I can do that. I mean, you ask, I'll, you know, complete it, I guess. So I got minerals and gas. I don't have Kerrigan here, though. Where exactly do you want me to expand, game? Do we want to, do you want me to take over that base? Let's have a quick little look around. I think that that is going to be really my only option. Alrighty, boys. Attack! Don't want to lose any units. If I can at all avoid it, that would be nice. Very good. I guess we'll just have to start mining from their base then, which is a little unfortunate. But at the very least, I'm going to be able to start mining from here. So this is just a quick little mission in between, where apparently we have to play a Zerg vs Zerg, essentially. We have done a Zerg vs Terran, a Zerg vs Protoss, and now also a Zerg vs Zerg after this mission. It's funny how, like, there's such a wide variety of missions, though. Like, some of them are very unique and well thought out, and then there's one, hey, you should kind of kill the Zerg. I guess it taught us on how annoying Tassadar can be, and how frustrating the Protoss can be to deal with, but I guess that is essentially that. Alright. Yeah, I guess once again, we'll just go ahead and get started right here by constructing ourselves a base. I'm not sure if I'm going to be capable of making any other units in this mission. For example, can I make Ultras? That would be pretty cool. Alright, this is going to be hotkey number 4. Let's go ahead and have a quick little look around, see if there's anything interesting close by. More Hydras are close by. I think we'll probably focus on some Hydralisk ourselves in this mission as well. They are great units. We could also just go Munaling, which is very standard in the Zerg vs Zerg matchup, at the very least in multiplayer. We could just do that, to be honest. Should we go Munaling? Just like it's a regular ZVZ. You know what? Let's go ahead and do so. But I'll have to spend a little bit of time constructing my base. Now, while doing so, I'm scouting the map right here with my Mutalisk. Currently creating my second hatchery as well. Getting up my spawning pool here. It seems like oftentimes in these missions, there's like... Ooh, I was gonna say there's just hidden units. Now, there is apparently a chance here to make Ultralisk. Or at the very least, we can now see the very first Ultralisk. I don't know if we're gonna be able to construct our own just yet. I think in the near future we may be able to, although from my experiences thus far, playing Ultras in the multiplayer, you need like 4 gases, since the guys are 200 gas each, and the upgrades and whatnot are really expensive too. It's generally speaking a good idea to at least get a, at least like 2 or 3 gases is probably gonna be the bare minimum. I don't think I can do a whole lot with just a single one. I could potentially take over this base though, after I knock it out. Now, by checking the production tab right here, by the way, on one of the larvae, I can confirm that apparently there's no Ultralisk available just yet, but I can make Devilers. Devilers are really powerful units, although I don't know exactly how I would use them in Zerg vs. Zerg. They are extremely good in the multiplayer though. Anyhow, getting my Spire in right now, and I guess we'll get an Evo Chamber as well. Probably getting an Evo Chamber is not a bad idea. I've got enough workers now already, actually. Let's go ahead and also construct a third hatchery. Probably going to be a pretty solid idea, because otherwise we won't be able to produce all of the units that we need. Because Zerglings, of course, while cheap in resources, are very expensive when it comes to the gas count. We should have enough workers right now on minerals, though. So this is roughly the moment where I can start making some more army. And where we can start invading this base over here. Although I have to be careful, though, because there are at least a whole bunch of Sunkens. And Sunkens, of course, can do a lot of damage if you're not paying attention. Alrighty, I think it's time for us to go. Got my Mutas here. Let's try and see if we can move the Hydras up the ramp as well. And then, of course, the Zerglings. This is gonna get messy, though, because I have to fight into a bunch of these units. And, of course, walking up and down ramps in this game is not as easy as it sounds. Okay. But I think we're taking care of this, which is nice. Actually, are there even any mineral patches here? A single Zergling? I'm sorry, buddy. Let's go ahead and construct ourselves a Queen's Nest as well, just so we can go up to a hive. Very nice. There is indeed another base, by the way, that we can take over here. So let's make sure that we clean all of these things up. And, well, apparently we got some rogue Hydralisk here. But let's go ahead and make sure that we can clean all of this stuff up. And go for another base. Look, the way this base is laid out is way better than the others. Way nicer. Very good. Let's go ahead and tack up towards the hive here. As long as I can afford it, that is. Or as soon as I can afford it, rather. And we'll continue scouting about. I'm gonna rally my bases over here. Just so I can easily expand here as well. Okay, let's see what we can find here next. Ooh, what's that? That almost looked like... Look at that. It looks almost like a spider right there. Is that just me? These are fangs and... Well, maybe not. Does look a little funny. Okay, 1A, 2A, 3A. Oh, wow. Really? Back up, guys. Apparently, we aren't quite done yet with this aggression. I may need to. I may need to get like a couple of Sunkens, just in case. If you get a handful of Sunkens, you're gonna be able to clean up pretty much everything they throw at you. Once again, an engagement right here in my main base. Let's go ahead and get a Sunken colony. So yeah, I get a spore colony as well. I could get a spore. I don't really know. I've seen a handful of mutas come in every now and then. But I guess my mutas can easily fly back home anyway to deal with it, right? So I think I'd be okay. Let's go ahead and get the adrenal glands upgrade as soon as we can afford it. And I guess we're gonna go north first, because that seems to be where a lot of these enemies are indeed coming from. Okay. Adrenal glands. Gonna research that one. I think I should consider going for +2 attack here as well. Oh. There is indeed another base up here. Still making more and more workers too for my newly acquired expansion. Question is there gonna be a ramp over here anywhere? Oh well. I guess we're just going in no matter what. Okay. Not necessarily the cleanest engagement here, but we are doing a decent job at, like, getting rid of all these units. I wonder if I've got enough, though. I don't think I do just yet. I think we're probably better off if we back up for a little bit. Yep, we're gonna have to regroup. We're gonna have to regroup. Get this base mining. Take a couple of minutes. Get a second gas going and everything along those lines. And then we'll be able to clean it up. Alright. So I've got a much bigger army now. I've also got Guardians, which are pretty good. I figured that would be a good addition to this army composition. And I think we're gonna start moving onwards here. Gonna start setting my rally point up here too. I've got a ton of Zerglings. It's just so tricky to move them around. I don't even know what the correct way of doing it is. Like, is this the correct way? I don't even know. Gotta make sure that I do have anti-air available. My mutas are really my only proper anti-air, just in case there are going to be, like, other, you know, higher tier units out that will try and damage me. But in ZVZ, I guess the Guardians are going to be a very powerful option, just because there's not a whole lot of anti-air here. Okay, let's go ahead and set my rally points up to the northern end of the map. Very nice. Setting my rally points in. Cleaning up another base. Zerglings are such an awkward unit though in this game sometimes. I mean, I got crazy upgrades on everything right now, so they should still deal a lot of damage. But they are such a wonky unit because a full, like, control group worth of the units is 6 supply, right? There's not a whole lot of supply at all. Anyway, as long as we clean up most of these units, I think we're going to be in a pretty decent position. There is Scourge. I think I'm actually going to rally Scourge across as well. So this is what I mean. I actually don't have a whole lot of anti-air. This is why Hydras, I guess, are really good. I guess actually Scourge would just absolutely get rid of all of my Guardians with ease. If he did micro it well. Anyway. Rally everything across. Sending more and more units in. Do I have any hidden units over here somewhere that are trying to be cheeky about it? Doesn't look like it. Can you help out your brothers? Okay. Very nice. And even though I'm flooding minerals once again, I think eventually we're gonna be able to overwhelm this base with relative ease. Although I do want to make sure that we kill as many of these units as we can. Oh, all right. I guess we go for the BM. Oh no, it gets shut down. That's unfair. All right, I think it's time to go once again. I've once again made a massive army. I'm gonna try and send everything across the map. I also made a Hydra Den, by the way. I'm starting to realize the value of Hydralisks. Even if they aren't necessarily the best unit, they can still put a lot of value into your composition just because they are... I mean, they're a good, like, core unit. It's like a Zergling almost in this game. Like, it's a little different than in StarCraft 2. There's much less, like, specialty units, I guess. There's a lot more, like, core units that can just simply all have their position and their role in each of the matchups. Is any unit not viable in any of the matchups? I guess for Terran, it's kind of tricky to play Bio against Protoss, but... At least with Zerg, it seems like you can't quite literally make all of the units. And while Dividers may not be as useful, because they're, I guess, a spellcaster, the core units, the Hydras and the Zerglings, I don't think you can really go easily without them, huh? The more I play this, the more I'm starting to realize it. Anyway. Looks like we are indeed taking care of the first of their bases. Honestly though, this game is literally like crisis management from like the start to the finish. Like right now, I'm trying to control everything. These guys are stuck here. I don't even know why they are there. But you literally are trying your very best in like moving stuff around, right? I guess this is true for everyone. It's quite literally crisis management from like the moment you start until the end of the game. Just trying to move stuff and just like attacking in general. Very tricky. Anyway, I think we finally do have enough now to overwhelm these forces. Just simply not being able to select all units at once makes it really tricky. Although there are still so many... Man, there's a lot of bases. Zas has made a lot of bases on this side of Char. Also, by the way, Ultras don't do splash damage in this game, if I understand correctly. So they are a bit of a different unit, almost, you know, because of that sense alone. My base is actually mining out, so I guess I may want to look to see if I can maybe take over one of these bases. If I don't have enough to clean this out right now, it's going to be rather tricky. Drones, I don't think you want to go that way. Can you guys maybe go over here and then head over up there? No, you're still gonna move this direction? Come on, drones. Out of the way. This is what I mean, though. Like, the pathing, it's both a feature as well as a curse. Got little groups of Zerglings scattered all over the map, because apparently they came up with their own plans for what they wanted to do when they were grown up. One wanted to be an astronaut. The other one wanted to kill Terran structures. And they all decided to go their own paths. Okay. At least the Guardians are cleaning up this base up here, which is nice. And I think that this may very well be the last of the structures that we need to kill. These guys are still hanging out in this corner. Okay, drones made their way up here. Good, good. They're gonna move. They're gonna move in the correct direction. Nice. Alright. Cleaning up the last of these units. Apparently a single Hydralisk just spawned out of this Zerg lair. Very nice. That base is gone too. That means that there must be something remaining here in the center of the map. But it's simply like moving your stuff around is already so tricky. It's like the silliest thing to think about, but it's surprisingly tough to move stuff around. Anyway, let's get that base constructed. I don't know if we need to kill all the static defense as well in the game. I'm not sure. Whew. Apparently we don't. Oh, and apparently my camera ran out of battery. I'm not entirely sure for how long that was. But anyways, the nice thing that I do really like about StarCraft 1 though is the fact that it feels a lot more like swarming your opponent, right? Like in this game, I was quite literally all over the map trying to engage every single angle, and I wasn't even remotely close to being maxed out yet. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens once we start playing maxed out unit compositions. How on earth am I ever going to move all of those units around? I actually don't know, but I guess we'll figure it out. I hope you enjoyed watching this. If you did, make sure you hit that like button down below. And if you want to see more, you know what to do. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you get a notification as soon as I upload more. And other than that, I want to thank you for watching. Have an amazing day. Do not forget to smile, alright? And I will see you in the next one.